Hi, it's Mark Murphy with Tara Russell, president of Fathom. We are just returning from the inaugural cruise to Cuba. Let's take a deeper dive into what people can expect going forward from this destination and from the Fathom experience, Tara. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, well, I think, we're super proud at Fathom to have been the first ship to go from the U.S. to Cuba and now be returning to the U.S. in more than 50 years. I think we're at a time in history that we will just never have, again. And it's a really spectacular chance for Americans and other travelers to come and experience Cuba in a way that is uniquely them. I think, in some ways for a country that is so close and yet so far away, there's this pent-up hunger and a desire. And I think we hear a lot politically. I think we hear a lot in the news, but I found personally it really important and special to have my own human experience in Cuba.
Well, and I think that's what people don't realize. It's about the engagement you have with the individuals on the ground. So whereas a couple of years ago, the people that were talking to me privately on the ground, just off to the side, would maybe get in a lot of trouble for that. Now they're sharing their hopes, their aspirations, what it's like to be there, and they're speaking freely for, I think, the first time in many, many years, which is exciting to me.
Yeah, I think there's just so much potential in Cuba, and there is so much desire for connection. I think the beautiful thing is we're just going to keep discovering so much energy, so much charisma. We have entrepreneurs that we're working with on the ground in Cuba who are living their dreams because of what we're doing.
Right.
And
you're enabling it to happen.
It feels powerful to be able to make those dreams happen on both the American traveler side as well as on the Cuban, the people there.
Now, I know right now you're limited to some of the rules of the Cuban government and how much time here and there and logistics and everything else. And things are going to get modified going forward, I would assume. What are some of the things that you see evolving going forward in terms of itineraries and stops and plans for Cuba specifically with Fathom?
Well, I think, again, the sky's the limit, right? Everything is changing every day within Cuba. So to give you a sense, just a few weeks ago, regulations changed such that travelers don't have to go as part of a P2P program that we organize. Travelers can now go and have a P2P experience themselves and self-certify when they're there.
Yep.
So I think the beauty is we make it really easy for people to go, handling the visas, the affidavits, the medical insurance, and yet once people get to Cuba, they have a lot of flexibility to have the experience.
That's news, folks, because in the past they were locked into, you can't veer off the path. And we veered off the entire path the whole time, I'm telling you, for a fact. And we really enjoyed it. And the thing I took away from it was just the excitement of the people on the ground, how they responded to us, how I was playing bongo drums in a band, a street band.
I mean, my son was climbing, atop these old forts and just imagining the stories that happened there. My daughter told me about the friend she met in the market that braided her hair and the woman who painted her. And
how cool.
They're just, everyone's having their moments, and there is a unique energy about the spirit both in Cuba right now, but also the people traveling. And I think the fun thing is we're just going to keep hearing magnificent stories. It's just, I think the key is to go now, because I believe that we have an opportunity now that is unlike what we may have in the coming months and years. And so I long to be able to take people with us here in the near future. I also think, right now accommodation infrastructure pieces in Cuba just are not consistent.
Right.
So the benefit is when we come, in many ways, we're very low impact on the communities because we don't need additional hotel rooms. We don't need additional things. And yet we have traveler hunger for experience. So what that's doing is it's bringing entrepreneurs opportunities, it's bringing the paladares and the artists, and I think we're going to continue to customize new content so that people want to continue to come with us.
Right.
They'll be able to do that.
To come back again.
Right, but if they don't want to go into something that's organized with us, they will also have the flexibility to go on their own.
There you go. So write your own script, write your own story of your Cuba experience. Check out Fathom Travel and experience Cuba now.